Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the United States Army, we welcome you to Twilight Tattoo. The pre-show will begin at 6:30, and the main show will begin at 7 p.m. During our performance this evening, blank ammunition will be fired from some of the weapons, so please be prepared to cover your ears if you or your children are sensitive to loud noises. In the event of any emergency, we ask that you follow the directions of the uniformed ushers in your seating section and the Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall security personnel. We appreciate your attendance this evening and encourage you to visit our website at www.twilight.mdw.army.mil and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Join the conversation by using hashtag Twilight Tattoo. Thank you and enjoy the show. Tonight, we'd like to welcome the following groups to the show. Alturas Elementary School from Haley, Idaho. Bondol and Friends. Bureau Valley Junior High from Peoria, Illinois. The Cottrell family from Alexandria, Virginia. The Dixon family. Ernest Hemingway STEAM School from Haley, Idaho. Ernst and Young from Tysons, Virginia. Fairview Middle School from Greenfield, California. 4-H Citizenship Washington Focus. Fox River Middle School from Waterford, Wisconsin. Geneseo Middle School from Geneseo, Illinois. Gila River Indian Student Honor Group from Sacaton, Arizona. Green Spring Retirement Community from Springfield, Virginia. Haley Elementary School from Haley, Idaho. Hellgate Middle School from Missoula, Montana. The Keith family from Florida and Virginia. Hillsborough Junior High School from Los Angeles, California. Jamestown Elementary School from Los Angeles, California. Kenilworth Junior High School from Petaluma, California. Levy County Safety Patrol from Chiefland, Cedar Key, Bronson, and Williston, Florida. Little Falls Swim and Tennis Pickleball from Bethesda, Maryland. Mount Dora High School Air Force ROTC from Mount Dora, Florida. Oconomowoc Regional Travel Group from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Powell Family Fun. Prescott Mile High Middle School from Prescott, Arizona. Rancho San Justo Middle School from Hollister, California. Reservoir Gifted Academy from Peoria, Illinois. Rim of the World School District from San Bernardino, California. Riverbend Middle School from Fulton, Illinois. River Bluff Middle School from Geneseo, Illinois. Riverdale Middle School from Port Byron, Illinois. St. Ignatius School from Los Angeles, California. Students on tour from Rice Lake, Wisconsin. The Woodlands from Fairfax, Virginia. Tillamook Junior High School from Tillamook, Oregon. Troop Command Walter Reed National Military Medical Center and Fort Belvoir from the National Capital Region. United Service Organizations from Arlington, Virginia. Valley View Middle School from Archibald, Pennsylvania. Vista Verde Middle School from Greenfield, California. Weimar Hills Middle School from Weimar, California. Wells Middle School from Dublin, California. Wilson Junior High School from Loveland, Colorado. Later this evening, the Army Chief of Staff, General James McConville, will enlist 27 great young American men and women into the Army. They are Joshua Alvarez, Rolando Aguilar, Kyle Allward, Ozzy Bermudez, Gary Blunt, Damian Claypool, Joshua Cockey, Derek Coker, Creamer Dakota, Nathan Eldridge, Michael Fish, Jean-Paul Niasunu, Constantine Hodzall, Kayla Hicks, Kylie Jackson, Vimu Gironlon, Natalie Lumaro, Alexis Mendez, Marcus Navarro, Avabella Olivia, Nathan Petro, Darius Ransom, Amandeep Singh, Earl Villamore, Jesus Urbina, Malik Knight, and Jamel Porter. The soldiers you will see tonight from the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone, represent America's Army in thousands of appearances annually. They are part of the United States Army Military District of Washington and serve as guardians of the nation's capital. Please welcome the United States Army Blues and Downrange, under the direction of Chief Warrant Officer Ben McMillan and vocalists from the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone.
Y'all ready to have a good time tonight? Woo! All right.
I don't know, Eric. I didn't believe him. Ask him again.
Are you ready to have a good time? Can you feel it?
Yes, we can.
Can you feel it?
Oh, yes, we can.
Can you feel it?
Yes, we can.
When you wish upon a star, put those hands together. Come on. Your dreams will take you very far. Yeah, yeah. When you wish upon a dream, yeah. Life ain't always what it seems. Oh yeah.
What you see all night so clear, in the sky so very dear, yeah.
You're a shining star,
No matter who you are,
shining bright to see
what you can truly be, you can truly be.
Woo! Happy birthday, Army! Let's go. Shining star, come interview. Shining sparks will light on you. Give me strength to carry on, yeah. I'll make your body big and strong. Won't you help me now? Take it away, Chris.
For the mid-top of the sun, well, our summer work had just begun. But thought I had to stand alone, oh yeah.
Back in now, I got my own, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So if you find
Yourself, baby. Why don't you listen to these last heat?
be a giant grain of sand, wow, wow, wow.
Wisdom, yes I can. Here we go.
Hands up, come on.
Shining star,
No matter who you are,
that's right. Shining bright to see what you can truly be. You're shining star.
no matter who you are.
There you go. Let's see you over there.
Shining bright to see
What you can truly be. Come on.
shining star for you to see
What your life can truly be.
shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Oh, you want to do it now?
Yeah, we can do it now. I think it
Okay.
started off.
All right. We got a little thing we like to do, okay? Eric, you take it through. Come on.
We're gonna do the wave. We're gonna get you off your feet. I know you've been sitting for a little bit, but we're gonna see who got the best wave. All right, we're gonna start on this side. You gotta show off and show those guys on the other side that you can do the best way. Y'all ready? It's like this. It's like this. Right? You guys catching on? So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna end over there. You gotta show out. Show up and show out. You understand? Here we go.
I don't know. You know what? I think my side's better. What do you guys think? Oh, I already know it. Are y'all ready? On the count of 3, you're gonna stand up and you're gonna scream and you're gonna take this thing all the way around. You ready? 1, 2,
Chief. 1, 2, 3.
Come on. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
To all my shining stars out there, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Twilight Tattoo, how you feeling? Give it up one more time for Sergeant First Class Eric Touay.
Where's he from?
Anyone here from American Samoa?
Just me. That's all right. He's big enough for all of us.
What about Florida, guys? Florida in here? Woo! Yeah! Y'all, this is my first TLT, and happy birthday to the Army, y'all. Woo!
Way older than me, maybe. I don't know. Oh, yeah.
All right, Maya.
All right, everybody, if y'all know this song, stand up and sing with me, right? Come on, I know all of you know this song. Come on, guys.
It's all right. You can stand up.
Come on, stretch out your legs.
We can
Let's
do a little
go.
exercise. This is the Army already. Come on.
Come on, Maya.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky.
Cadet Staff Sergeant Maya Rodriguez.
From Florida.
From Daytona Beach, Florida. Yeah, I knew we'd have some people in the audience and do that. All right, well, we're going to keep it going. We're going to slow it down a little bit, but I think you guys will like this next song, all right? Yeah. You are my fire, the one desire, believe when I say, sing it. But we are two worlds apart, can't reach to your heart when you say, oh, tell me why. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Whoa, tell me why. I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Oh, am I your fire, the one desire? Yes, I know it's too late, but I want it that way. Tell me why. Oh, tell me why. Yeah, tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah, no matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me, you are, you know it? My oh, you are. You are. Oh, I don't wanna hear you say ain't nothing but a mistake. I wanna hear you say oh yeah, I want it that way. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heart. Oh, tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Oh, tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. So tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Just you guys, come on. 'Cause that's supposed to be my generation song, but I love it.
Hey, they love
But
it
I
as
love
well.
it.
La, da, da,
All right, let's take it back.
whoa, whoa.
This is all about the groove, okay?
Well, my friends, the time has come. Raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play. Everybody sing, everybody dance. Lose yourself in wild romance. We're going to party, caramba, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. We go to party, caramba, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. All night long.
All night.
Let's go.
Come on, get your hands up.
All night long.
All night.
All night.
All night.
All night long. Yeah, yeah.
All night.
dancing all in the streets. Freedom all in their feet. Life is good, wild and sweet. Let the music play, play. Feel it in your heart and feel it in your soul. Let the music take control. We're going to party, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing my song.
Sing it
All night long,
all night,
all night,
all night,
all night long,
all night,
all night,
all night,
all night long, yeah,
all night,
all night,
all
all
night,
night long,
all night,
hey.
all night.
Once you get started, you can't sit down. Come join the fun, it's a merry-go-round. Everyone's dancing their troubles away.
La da 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 da.
Come join the party, see how we play. Hey!
Let's go.
Tambolita se memoria. Hey, Jumbo Jumbo, where the party, oh, we going. Oh, Jambolite, Tambolita se memoria. Hey, Jumbo Jumbo. Oh, yes, we're gonna have a party, baby. All night long,
All night,
all night,
all night,
all night long,
all night,
all night,
all night,
all night long, yeah.
all night,
All night,
all night,
all night long,
all night,
hey,
all night,
everybody
all
you
night,
meet is jamming in the
all
street
night,
all night
all
long.
night, all night,
Everyone you meet is dancing in the
all
street
night,
all night
all
long.
night.
Feel good, feel good.
Woo! All right. On the count of three, I want you to all yell out where you're from. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I didn't get that.
You been there? You been there before?
Little muffled. I know exactly where that is. All right. Ooh, smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover. Gon' pop like trouble, breaking into your heart like that. Smooth shade stunner, yeah, owe it all to my mother. Hot like summer, yeah, making you sweat like that.
Break it down live.
Oh, when I look in the mirror, I melt your heart into two. I got the superstar glow, so ooh. Side step right left to my beat. Oh, high like the moon, rock with me, baby. Know that I got that heat. Let me show you, 'cause talk is cheap. Side step right left to my beat. Let it roll. Smooth like butter, pull you in like no other. Don't need no usher to remind me you got it bad. Ain't no other that can sweep you up like a rubber. Straight up, I got you, making you fall like that. Break it down. Oh, when I look in the mirror, I melt your heart into two. I got the superstar glow, so ooh. Side step right left to my beat. Oh, high like the moon, rock with me, baby. Know that I got that heat. Let me show you, 'cause talk is cheap. Oh, side step right left to my beat. Get it, let it roll. Get your hands up. Oh, hey, get it, let it terrorist, I'm the nice guy. Got the right body and the right vibe. Roll up to the party with the right mind. Smooth like haters. Well, fresh boys pull up and we lay low. All the players get moving with the bass low. Got the army right behind us when we say so. Well, let's go. Side step by left to my beat. Oh, how like the moon rock with me, baby. Know that I got that heat. And be sorry cause talk is cheap. Oh, side step right left to my beat. Get it, let it roll. Smooth wide, hot shade. And you know we don't stop. Hot light, ain't no, you be like, oh my God. We gon' make it rock, can you say? We gon' make it bounce, can you say? Hotter, sweeter, cooler, butter. Get it, let it roll. How about that band back there? Give it up for the U.S. Army Blues.
All right, everybody, this next song, I'm sure all you young ladies know this song.
All right, I need you guys on your feet for one song. Can you do one song?
Let's go.
Just one song. That's all I'm asking. Just get up for one song. All right. All right. Just, yeah, I know. I'm back today. It was a long
Where are
day.
my T-Swifties at? Y'all gonna help me sing this next one, right?
Come on.
We were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. See the lights, see the party, the ball gowns. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know
Tell them to stand up over there.
that you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet, and I was crying on the staircase, begging you please don't go.
Where's the phone lights? Where's the
And
phone
I
lights? Come
said,
on.
Romeo, take
Bring your
me
phones up,
somewhere
put
we
your
can
phones
be alone. I'll be waiting. All there's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby. Just say.
I think they can be a little louder.
So I'll sneak out to the garden to see you. We keep quiet 'cause we're dead if they knew. So close your eyes. Escape this town for a little while. I'll ho ho 'cause you Romeo, I was a scarlet letter, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet, and you were everything to me. I was begging you please don't go. And I said Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All there's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. Romeo, save me. They're trying to tell me how to feel. But it's real. Don't be afraid we'll make it out of this mess. It's a love story, baby. Just say yes. Oh, oh.
All right. Everybody's hands up. Come on. Nice and slow.
Wondering if you were ever coming around. My faith in you was fading when I met you on the outskirts of town, and I said, Romeo, save me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. He nailed to the ground and pulled out a ring and said,
Oh!
I love you, and that's all I really know. Talk to your dad, go pick out a white dress. It's a love story, baby. Just say yes. Oh, oh.
great.
Thank you.
All right, on the count of three, we're gonna say happy birthday, Army. 1, 2, 3, happy. Have a great show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This evening's Twilight Tattoo performance is hosted by the Honorable Christine E. Warmoth, the 25th Secretary of the Army, General James C. McConville, 40th Chief of Staff of the Army, and Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael A. Grinston, the 16th Sergeant Major of the Army. For 248 years, the United States Army has proudly served our nation with distinction, safeguarding our communities and defending freedom wherever it is threatened. This week, we celebrate the birthday of America's oldest national institution and honor the accomplishments of all of our heroes, past and present. Since its establishment on the 14th of June, 1775, America's Army has played a vital role in the growth and development of the nation. United States Army soldiers and civilians embody the American values of loyalty, duty, respect, honor, integrity, and personal courage. As proof, look no further than the lineage of heroes from the American Revolution to today. The American soldier is trained and ready, mentally and physically fit, and possesses the determined spirit of the American people. Our soldiers, active, guard, and reserve, are America's sons and daughters, and they have not hesitated to answer the nation's call to overcome any challenge at home or abroad. It is truly a privilege to serve with the greatest soldiers in the world, who remind us every day what it means to be all you can be. Tonight's show is a tribute to all the men and women who have raised their right hand to serve their nation over the last 248 years, and particularly honors our soldiers serving around the world today. Thank you for coming, and we hope you enjoy tonight's event.
Be All You Can Be is more than a slogan. It's a worthy calling to stand tall for your freedoms, to make a difference and make history. For 248 years, a ready army strengthened our country because Americans answered their calling. Let's celebrate our history, make a difference, and see the possibilities to be all you can be. Happy 248th birthday, U.S. Army.
On hold! For 248 years, Americans raised their right hands to join the United States Army, to take an oath with pride and purpose, to join the army of possibilities, to build lifelong shared experience and credentials, to be all you can be. Happy 248th birthday, United States Army.
Our soldiers and future soldiers are the Army's credentials that lead to endless possibilities. As a member of the team, I am making a difference to fight for our freedom. Happy 248th birthday, U.S. Army. Be all you can be.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, due to wind and weather conditions, the Golden Knights jump scheduled for this evening's performance cannot be executed. Following in the footsteps of past generations, tonight we are privileged to induct the next generation of American soldiers into our nation's army. Before you, taking the field, are 27 outstanding young Americans who have volunteered to serve in the United States Army. Administering the oath of enlistment this evening is the 40th Chief of Staff of the Army, General James C. McConville.
Well, good evening, and it's a great honor for me to enlist these incredible young men and women. And what you're going to see tonight is American soldiers, the best of America. In fact, in the United States Army, you can be anything you want to be. In fact, you can be all you can be, and that's what you're going to be, okay? All right, go ahead and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. And that I'll bear true faith. In allegiance to the same. And I'll obey the orders. Of the President of the United States. And the orders. Of the officers appointed over me. According to regulations. And Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Thanks for joining the world's greatest team. Welcome to the Army.
As a reminder, blank ammunition will be fired from some of the weapons this evening. So please be prepared if you or your children are sensitive to loud noises. The United States Army welcomes you to Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall in this evening's special Army birthday performance of Twilight Tattoo. With a salute to America's Army. As soldiers of your army take the field, please stand and join us in singing the Army Song.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Please be seated. The commander of troops this evening is Lieutenant Colonel Michael R. Thompson, Commander, 4th Battalion, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. In 1922, the War Department granted permission for the Old Guard to pass in review with bayonets fixed in recognition of their heroic bayonet charge at the Battle of Cerro Gordo in the Mexican War. The Old Guard will now fix bayonets to the traditional beat of the drum. gentlemen, our hosts for this evening's performance, the Honorable Christine E. Wormuth, General James C. McConville, and Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael A. Grinston. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as honors are rendered. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have special guests for tonight's ceremony. The Honorable Kathleen Hicks, Deputy Secretary of Defense, and Mr. Tom Hicks and Miss Heather King. The Honorable Michael McCord, Undersecretary of Defense for Comptroller and Chief Financial Officer. The Honorable Gilbert Cisneros, Jr., Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness, and Miss Emma Norville. The Honorable Nicholas Gurton, Director of Operational Test and Evaluation, Miss Maria Fodoraro Gurton, Mr. Enrico Gurton, and Miss Isabella Gurton. The Honorable Ashish Vazirani, Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness, and Miss Deborah D'Souza Vazirani. The Honorable Sean Skelly, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Readiness. The Honorable Deborah Rosenblum, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Nuclear, Chemical, and Biological Defense Programs, and Mr. Todd Rosenblum. The Honorable Michael L. Connor, Assistant Secretary of the Army, Civil Works. The Honorable Carrie F. Ricci, General Counsel. The Honorable Douglas R. Bush, Assistant Secretary of the Army, Acquisition, Logistics, and Technology. The Honorable Agnes Schaefer, Assistant Secretary of the Army, Manpower and Reserve Affairs. Miss Corin Stone, Principal Deputy General Counsel, OSD, and Mr. Christopher Stone and Aiden. Miss Katrina Mulligan, Chief of Staff to the Secretary of the Army, and Mr. Steve Mulligan and Allie. Lieutenant General Walter E. Pyatt, Director of the Army Staff, and his wife, Cynthia. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Yolandria S. Dixon Carter, Senior Warrant Officer Advisor to the 40th Chief of Staff of the Army and family. And we recognize congressional staff members in attendance this evening from the United States Senate and the United States House of Representatives. Thank you for sharing your evening with us. Once again, welcome to Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall and this evening's special performance of Twilight Tattoo. The American Revolution was our 8-year-long struggle for independence. The conflict witnessed the birth of America's Army on the 14th of June, 1775. The raw militia units that comprised that force were severely tested in the early years of the Revolution. Under the leadership of General George Washington, a professional American army emerged from the trials and tribulations of Valley Forge as a trained, battle-tested, and highly organized fighting force, comprised of Continental Infantry, Mounted Dragoons, and artillery.
Sound assembly! To the front, march! Make ready! Take aim! Fire! Advance! Firelock! To the front! March! March! Charge! Bayonet! Charge! Forward! March!
The origin of American military music can be traced to the fifers and drummers of the Revolutionary War. This musical heritage is represented today by the soldiers of the United States Army Old Guard, Fife and Drum Corps. Fife and Drum Corps wear uniforms patterned after those of General Washington's Continental Army. In order to be easily identified, military musicians wore the reverse colors of the regiment to which they were assigned. At that time, American infantry soldiers wore blue coats with red facings. Thus, the musicians wore red coats with blue facings. The active duty musicians of today's Fife and Drum Corps honor the soldiers of the past while displaying the discipline, professionalism, and precision of today's Army to audiences around the globe. over 200 years, our nation's army has been committed to upholding the United States Constitution and defending the values, traditions, and liberties that define us as a nation. We, as an army, stand today on the shoulders of giants who have fought bravely for our country. As they conclude their program, the Corps honors their legacy and the continued vigilance of today's soldier with the Corps' signature melody and troop step. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army Old Guard, Fife and Drum Corps. From revolutionary beginnings, our army expanded and developed to match the country it defended. Generations of men and women answered the call to serve, and they did so in countless ways on and off the battlefield. We now present a brief history of that service told through the eyes of some extraordinary Americans. Each of them demonstrated a great level of bravery, skill, and loyalty that has been the hallmark of every American hero, and they all were part of our Army's rich history. They share a common bond of commitment that has helped make our Army the strongest fighting force on the face of the planet.
Following the Revolution, America began to rapidly expand its borders. President Jefferson's negotiation of the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 almost doubled the size of the young nation, and it would follow the Army to discover just what it was our nation had bought. The president appointed two Army captains, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, to lead the mission and learn about the unknown West. I'm Sergeant Patrick Gass, part of that Corps of Discovery. I kept a journal along the way, and in 1807, I wrote, "The Corps is of a determined and resolute character, and confidence pervades all ranks. There's a sense of duty and honor that will see us through this journey." We had some of the best soldiers in the Army. Each one had a unique skill that contributed to the success of our mission. We didn't know what we'd encounter out there, but we knew if we persevered and we stayed together, we would make it.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and home of the brave. When I wrote those words in September of 1814, I had no idea they'd become our national anthem. I'm Francis Scott Key, lawyer and poet. And on that night, I was a British hostage watching the bombardment of Fort McHenry, a ship in the Baltimore Harbor. And to be honest, I didn't know which flag I would see waving over the ramparts of the fort when dawn came. The shelling was intense, hour after hour, bombs bursting in the night sky. When dawn finally came, I was overjoyed to see an enormous American flag waving defiantly in the sky. And it inspired me to write the poem that became the Star-Spangled Banner. Whenever I hear it, I like to remember the heroic soldiers holding on to that September night, fighting to ensure our flag will always fly over this land, brave and free.
At this time, we ask that you please rise and join us in the singing of our national anthem.
see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated.
My name is Dr. Mary Edwards Walker. In my time, being a female doctor was a rare thing. I was only the second woman to graduate from my medical college, and when the Civil War broke out, I felt compelled to serve. Unfortunately, I was unable to join as a surgeon, so I signed up to be an unpaid volunteer nurse. I organized the Women's Relief Organization, which helps the families of wounded soldiers. And in 1863, the War Department granted my request to work for the Army as a surgeon. Determined to help the wounded, I went back and forth between battle lines, caring for the injured soldiers. Because of this, I was arrested as a spy and served 3 months in a Confederate jail. After the war was over, I was awarded the Medal of Honor by President Andrew Johnson, the only woman to receive it to this day.
More than 380,000 African Americans served in the Army during World War I. But at first, most were assigned to support battalions, far from the front lines. I'm Lieutenant James Reese Europe, and I use news to help change that. I was deployed as the band leader with the 369th Infantry Regiment, the Harlem Hellfighters. My band and I traveled all across Europe, and when people heard us playing new American music, they went crazy for it. On the map and helped convince General Pershing to commit our troops to real combat. The Hellfighters wanted to serve 191 consecutive days on the front lines, more than any other unit. During that time, we never lost one foot on ground to the enemy.
We thought that World War I would be the end of it, but 20 years later, our army was back in Europe fighting to preserve freedom in World War II. Tech Sergeant Van Barfoot here, rifleman with the 157th Infantry Regiment, 45th Infantry Division. In May of 1944, I volunteered to lead a squad in an attack. I knew the area pretty well and was able to sneak right up on a German machine gun. I took it out, and then I jumped into a trench and neutralized a second gun. By the time I got to the third gun, the whole German crew just threw their hands up and surrendered. That afternoon, the Germans sent a tank team against our position, and then BAM! I destroyed one of the tanks using a bazooka, and I sent back the attack. I earned the Medal of Honor that day, but I'll tell you what any awardee would. I wasn't trying to be a hero. I was just trying to make sure me and my buddies got home safely.
People like Van Barfoot have inspired soldiers of every generation. For me, growing up the son of a World War I veteran, the importance of loyalty and leadership was hardwired from the beginning. I'm General Richard Cavazos, but once upon a time, I was Second Lieutenant Cavazos, leading the soldiers of Echo Company, the Burinkaneers, through the hills and rice paddies of Korea. We were there fighting communist forces, and I made sure everything I asked my men to do, I was prepared to do first. I earned the Distinguished Service Cross in Korea, then again in Vietnam. I just wanted to be the example for my men to follow, and as the first Hispanic 4-star general in the history of the Army, I like to think that I helped pave the way for all Latino men and women that came after me. Being a soldier means finding the best within yourself and reaching your true potential.
Well, you can be the greatest, you can be the best. You could be the King Kong banging on your chest. You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door. You could throw your hands up, you could beat the clock. And you could move mountains, you could break rocks. You could be the master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you will find you're standing in the Hall of Fame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Burn with the brightest flame. Oh, and the world's gonna know your name. Oh, and you'll be on the walls of the hall. You can go the distance, you can go the mile. You could go through hell on earth with a smile. You could be the hero, you could be the GOAT. Breaking all the records you thought never to be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You're never gonna know if you never even tried. Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame, yeah. Oh, and the world's gonna know your name. And you burn with the brightest flame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Oh, and you'll be on the walls of the hall. You could be a champion. You could be a champion. You could be a champion. You could be standing in the walls of the Hall of Fame. Well, be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers, preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame, yeah. And the world's gonna know your name. Oh, cause you burn with the brightest flame. Oh, and the world's gonna know your name. Oh, and you'll be on the walls of the hall. Well, you could be the greatest, you could be the best. You could be the King Kong banging on your chest. You could be the world, you could be the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door. You could throw your hands up, you could be the clock. And you could move mountains, you could break rocks. You could be the master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you will find you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah.
Less than a decade after the end of hostilities in Korea, the Army was again called upon to confront our nation's enemies in Southeast Asia. As the Army entered Vietnam, it implemented an innovative concept: the use of helicopters that introduced a revolution in warfare and created the concept of Sky Cavalry. Helicopter gunships mounted with machine guns and rockets rapidly delivered air assault troopers to the battlefield, where they could be supported by tactical air and overwhelming artillery fires. In 1965, the first of these air mobile units from the 1st Cavalry Division was deployed.
On 14 December 1965, 450 soldiers were inserted into landing zone X-ray in the Iderate Valley using new air assault tactics. I'm Lieutenant General Hal Moore. Back Atlantic Zone X-Ray, I was Lieutenant Colonel and the 1/7 Cav Battalion Commander. Our soldiers were mostly young draftees. Our NCOs and officers were regular Army, the absolute best. When we hit the ground, we ran straight into 2,000 seasoned North Vietnamese regulars. Close combat with enemy just feet away. A hornet's nest of zipping bullets, bursting grenades, and hand-to-hand combat. But the men held despite being outnumbered. After 3 days and nights of intense combat, the shooting stopped. An American army of draft-era citizen soldiers had fought against North Vietnam's most experienced troops and prevailed. The new combat techniques we trained so hard on prior to deploying had proved successful. Your soldiers were courageous, self-disciplined, and committed to each other. They did not let America down when called upon. I am proud of all of them, as I know you are too. Gary Owen, move out! While me and my men were fighting it out in Vietnam, my wife, Julia, along with countless other military spouses, were working to support military families back here at home.
When I heard about my husband's battle and I drank, I was terrified. And when notices started to arrive about the soldiers that weren't coming home, I was heartbroken. Did you know the Army hadn't designed a formal system to notify next of kin yet? So taxi drivers were the ones to deliver the news. To me, that just wasn't good enough. I believe that how we take care of our Army families is just as important as how we take care of our soldiers. So I convinced the Pentagon to create a dedicated casualty notification unit. Not only that, but I was instrumental in setting up the Army Community Service programs that help soldiers and their families adapt to military life. The Army truly is a family, and we're proud to be a part of it.
This year, we commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of American involvement in the Vietnam War. We are proud to honor the service of the brave men and women who fought during that time. If you or a family member served during the Vietnam era, we ask that you please stand to be recognized. After Vietnam, the integration of technology, planning, training, equipment, and leadership set the foundation for victory over the next 3 decades. It helped to bring about victory in the Cold War with the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. American soldiers also served with distinction in places like Grenada, Panama, Somalia, Haiti, and the Balkans. No other nation on the face of the earth could compete as America developed weapons like the Big Five, the Abrams tank, the Bradley fighting vehicle, the Apache and Black Hawk helicopters, and the Patriot missile.
The first major foreign military crisis for the United States in the post-Vietnam era presented itself in August 1990. Saddam Hussein and his army invaded Kuwait. Now this is no ordinary act of aggression. For Iraq's army, the 4th largest in the world, and the Voluntary Republican Guard were well equipped and battle tested, having fought an 8-year-long war with Iran. Still, in just 100 hours of ground combat, the U.S. Army and its allies achieved a stunning victory over Iraqi forces, liberating Kuwait and demonstrated the professionalism, dedication, and the high level training of our soldiers. Added to the history books are new victories, such as the Battle of Medina Ridge, the Battle of Wadi al-Batin, the Battle of Seventh Reason, the largest tank battle fought by American forces since World War II.
The revolutions in training and doctrine in the post-Vietnam era transformed the United States Army. Realistic, demanding training, along with inspired, visionary leadership, is the bedrock of the Army profession. The Army instills individual and collective excellence, a commitment to a strong personal and team ethic, and set of professional values. All this is represented in the soldiers of the United States Army Drill Team. The secret to our Army's success was, is, and continues to be unit cohesion and trust. Nowhere is that more evident than in the drill team. Members of the drill team are from all corners of the United States with a wide range of career fields. They have perfected their skills and are here to share them with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, your United States Army Drill Team! Today, the drill team is commanded by Captain Yusuf Zilkernin from Jacksonville, Florida. The drill team represents today's soldiers as well as yesterday's heroes who proudly fought in our nation's wars and continue to serve around the world. The total army must be ready for today, modernized for tomorrow, and strengthened by close relationships with our allies and partners. Like the drill team, we build cohesive teams that are highly trained, disciplined, and fit, who are ready to fight and win in any environment. We sustain a culture of respect, trust, and discipline, where everyone takes care of each other. now, the most difficult maneuver of all. The soldiers will continue to march as members from the front rank toss their rifle into the air over the formation to be caught by the soldiers in the rear rank. This is again an exercise in trust, as team members will have to put their safety in the hands of their fellow soldiers. This is the United States Army Drill Team's signature maneuver since 1958, the front to rear overhead rifle toss. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the ambassadors for today's Army, yesterday's heroes, and tomorrow's soldiers, your United States Army Drill Team! The terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2001, drew our Army into a different kind of conflict, where the enemy could hide in plain sight, and where any village street or valley field could become a battlefield. The global war on terrorism transformed the way we fought and forced the Army to continually adapt to new and ever-changing threats. The initial campaign was to find Al-Qaeda leaders and planners responsible for the 9/11 attacks and eliminate their security by removing the Taliban from power. The mission then evolved to counterterrorism efforts in Iraq and counterinsurgency operations in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria. With each new mission, the Army looked for strategies to meet the battlefield's unique demands. One of the keys to success was the integrated involvement of Reserve and National Guard soldiers.
The war on terror saw the rapid mobilization of both the Guard and Reserves as operational forces ready to fight alongside active units. In fact, Guard and Reserve units made up 45% of the troops deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. My unit, the 911th Forward Surgical Team, deployed to Afghanistan with the 10th Mountain Division. Now we're on the front lines, providing emergency medical aid to injured soldiers and civilians. As the demands here grow, citizen soldiers like me are becoming increasingly important as part of the total Army force.
As the nature of combat shifted to counterinsurgency, Army Special Forces were a crucial tool, able to react on a moment's notice to various threats around the region. Adaptability and flexibility were critical, whether that meant learning to deal with the harsh mountain terrain and poor communications of the Afghan mountains, or working with Syrian military partners to gather intelligence and plan operations.
On October 26, 2019, a team of Delta Force operators and soldiers of the 75th Ranger Regiment, nicknamed Task Force 814, executed a daring raid on a compound sheltering Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader and self-proclaimed caliph of the Islamic State. We had been working for months with the Syrian Democratic Forces to find Baghdadi and plan the attack. And thanks to their continued support and the incredible skill and bravery of Task Force 814, the mission was a complete success.
One of the members of the team was Conan, a special operations military working dog who chased Baghdadi as they fled into a tunnel. This is Toto, another hard-working canine soldier, important member of our team.
The increased reliance on interoperability between active, reserve, and guard forces, and the rapid deployment of special forces with allies and partners allowed our Army to sustain operations through 20 years of rigorous combat, nation building, and humanitarian efforts. In July of 2021, the United States began a complete withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. By mid-August, conditions required the rapid deployment of the 82nd Airborne Division for a daring security and rescue mission. In just 11 days, more than 82,000 people were evacuated, despite constant pressure from enemy combatants. The men and women of the 82nd Airborne Division were among the last American soldiers to leave during the evacuation. Their dedication exemplifies our Army's commitment to safeguarding the American people. In all, more than 3 million service members were deployed during the global war on terrorism. 20 Army soldiers earned the nation's highest award for valor, the Medal of Honor. Among them, Staff Sergeant Sal Junta.
I've read stories of people who've received the Medal of Honor, and they are just amazing, and I'm just Sal. And if you're going to tell this story and it's worthy of a Medal of Honor, we got to talk about my friends, we got to talk about the people that were there with me, and so often I'm the one that receives the congratulations or the pats on the back or the thank you for your service. And my story, I've never done it alone. Not once, not twice. I've never been to combat alone. I've never been in a gunfight alone. I've done this with someone to the left of me and to the right of me. And now, these last 3 years, I've stood very much singled out. And I'm working with trying to show the average person that there's so many people just like me, and the only reason why you think I'm special is because I was recognized, but not because what I did was special. It's what we expect of every single man and woman in uniform today that has been fighting this war for the last 13 years.
Secret side in plain sight. When the streets are empty, that's where we run. Everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear me now. We are a different kind. We can do anything. We could be heroes. We could be heroes, me and you. We could be. Everybody's got the power. They don't see it 'cause they don't understand. Spinning round and round for hours. You and me, we got the world in our hands. Everyday people do everyday things, but I can't be one of them. I know you hear me now. We are a different kind. We can do anything. We could be heroes. We could be heroes, me and you. We could be. All we're looking for is love and a little light. Love and a little light. We could be. All we're looking for is love and a little light. Love and a little light. We could be heroes. We could be heroes, me and you. We could be.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of our all-volunteer Army. It is unprecedented in its leadership, values, and unmatched capabilities, and is a source of pride for Americans everywhere.
That leadership can be seen in places all around the world. Our ability to deploy and sustain forces is second to none, whether providing materials and training support to our partners and allies, continuing to respond to terrorist threats, or providing rapid response forces at home in the wake of natural disasters.
The strength of that force is quite simply people. The Americans that volunteer today will shape tomorrow's Army. And with more than 175 ways to serve, there's an opportunity for everyone to develop their passions or to discover new ones, all while making a real difference, serving our country.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
to improve yourself,
to challenge yourself,
to realize there's more in you
than you ever knew
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
the best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
To meet future challenges, the United States Army remains committed to transformation and has made progress in each of the 6 modernization priorities: long-range fires, next-generation tanks and fighting vehicles, new helicopters, advanced cyber networks, air and missile defense systems, and increased soldier lethality. Working at the cutting edge of military technology, the Army delivers next-generation equipment for our greatest asset, the soldiers of the United States Army.
My name is Sergeant Grayson Child from Atlanta, Georgia.
My name is Specialist Hunter Strayer, and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
My name is Private Cecilia Contreras from Don, Texas.
My name is Specialist Wade Klainsmith from Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
My name is Specialist Ross Herberger from Fort Worth, Texas.
We need warriors from all backgrounds, talents, and geographies to sustain the all-volunteer force and enhance the future of our Army to win the next fight.
And together, with the joint force, our partners and allies, and the unwavering support of you, the American people, we will continue to be the nation's first line of defense for another 248 years.
Was a feeling started long ago, one bleak and wintry morn, when the call rang out for volunteers to a nation being born. No sunshine patriot speeches, no summer soldier songs, for the special ones who pay the price, keep our country strong. When we were needed, we were there. We were there when we were needed, we were there. No, it wasn't always easy, it wasn't always fair, but when freedom called, we answered, we were there. We were there. If you want to find out who we are, just ask us where we've been. From the frozen fields of Valley Forge to the trail called Ho Chi Minh, through the glory and the sacrifice, we'll do our jobs and stay. We're citizens and soldiers, an army all the way.
Please rise for the soldiers of your United States Army!
When we were needed, we were there. We were there when we were needed, we were there. No, it wasn't always easy, it wasn't always fair, but when freedom called, we answered, we were there. When we were needed, we were there. We were there when we were needed, we were there. No, it wasn't always easy, it wasn't always fair, but when freedom called, we answered, we were there.
It has been a pleasure for the United States Army to present Twilight Tattoo. Thank you for coming out to celebrate the Army's 248th birthday and honor the selfless service of American soldiers, past and present. Our soldiers will remain on the field to speak with you and pose for photographs. Enjoy the rest of your evening. People first, winning matters, be all you can be. If you have lost your wallet, please come to the black tent